Penn and Teller back with another night of TNT's MonsterVision. Tonight, it's the best of the outer limits. Once again, we're maintaining our post guarding one of Gotham's concrete castles from interlopers. First up on the best of the outer limits is the Zanti Misfits, about a race of aliens who want to use the Earth as a repository for the various miscreants of their culture. Oh, man. Not again. Hey, if this ever happens to your TV at home, just give it a good whack on the side with your trusty nightstick. That's better. Starring as one of the Zanti's victims is none other than Laura Dern's father, Bruce, who gets to deliver tonight's hot line. A runaway wife and a three-time loser must always go forward. What? Finally, this is the episode of The Outer Limits that scared a little 8-year-old Penn so much that I could neither take out the garbage nor sleep for that it was originally broadcast. My parents said, no more Outer Limits. I'm about to see it again for the first time, so here comes the Zanti Misfits.
MonsterVision will continue in a moment. The Zanti Misfits now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
You're watching the best of the Outer Limits on MonsterVision. And remember to watch next week's MonsterVision, Best of the Worst on TNT. Okay, fine. Gag's done. Turn off the damn wind machine. Turn it off.
Our night of the best of the Outer Limits now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller back with you in the middle of the Zanti Misfits. Just a reminder, criminals are scary. Aliens are scary. Insects are scary. Alien criminal insects are really scary. The best of the Outer Limits continues in a minute, and right after the Zanti Misfits, make sure to watch William Shatner in Cold Hands, Warm Heart. Back in a minute. Let me get that for you. Hi, we're Penn and Teller back with more of the best of the Outer Limits. And we're maintaining our posts here at the guard station, picking up a little extra cash. It's late. We don't have to deal with a lot of folks coming and going. No one to sign in or out. We're picking up $6.31 an hour. It's a pretty good deal for watching movies. And Outer Limits, which are really great. We had the... Oh, man. Oh, man. We are being robbed. $6.31 an hour to watch this thing is slave labor. Teller, just keep repeating to yourselves, limited benefits. Limited benefits. This one is called Cold Hands, Warm Heart, and it sure isn't an A-list episode. A pre-Kirk Shatner plays an astronaut who returns from a mission with a problem. He just can't get warm. Why? See if you can figure it out. We're still trying. Also, see if you can spot an actor from a current series about a certain underage medico who, according to the press release, could prescribe drugs before he could buy beer. Also, there's a new trend in New York City making the rounds called celebrity math, which is adding or subtracting one celebrity to another to get a third. A good example would be Elvis Presley plus Bela Lugosi equals Keith Richards. The equation you can use while you watch Cold Hands, Warm Heart is Laurence Olivier minus Laurence Olivier equals William Shatner. Hope you enjoy it. See you in a little while. Thank you. If it's from the past, people love it, even if it's not that great. Like this episode of The Outer Limits. Combine a corny script with the never subtle emoting of William Shatner and... Well, Shatner does get to deliver a great line when he says, "Give me a pill, I've got a job to do." So stick it out, hang in there. The next one is great. It's Martin Landau in The Man Who Was Never Born. One of the best. Teller, is it hot in here or am I crazy? Whew. Teller's hottest line tonight comes from Nightmare. Colonel Jong tells his fellow prisoners, "In the opinion of a layperson, the bones of my arm were pulverized. You're watching the best of the Outer Limits on MonsterVision. And remember, on next week's MonsterVision, it's Howlers Galore on the Best of the Worst night on TNT. My name is Penn with my partner Teller, back with more of the best of the Outer Limits on TNT. This one is my favorite. It's The Man Who Was Never Born, starring Martin Landau as Andro. It's about a mutant who returns to the 20th century to save the world of the future. Andro has the power to hypnotically make people see him as whoever he wants to be. Isn't that right, Teller? In this story, not only does Andro transform from man to mutant, his wardrobe goes from the natty black suit of the Eastern academic to your standard mutant's garb of frayed vest, oversized military surplus sweater, and big wool blankets around the legs. It's amazing how he can mutate and carry a change of clothes with him at the same time. Huh, Teller? Got the change of clothes and everything. Like the characters in most of these stories, Andro never realizes that by going back in time to destroy the creator of the plague, he's eliminating any chance of his existing in the future. But the really big thing that I'm wondering about, the really big question is, if you have the power of hypnotic suggestion, why would you choose to look like Martin Landau instead of, I don't know, Mel Gibson? And why on earth would anyone choose to look like Teller? I tell you, life's tough with a toad face. Find out. Watch The Man Who Was Never Born on TNT. Beauty is always on the edge of being lost. There's a great deal of comfort in the sounds of youth. Pithy dialogue is a way of life on the Outer Limits. Now back to The Man Who Was Never Born. When it's over, the best of the Outer Limits continues with the Architects of Fear. Coming up next on the best of the Outer Limits is a classic, The Architects of Fear. It's about a group of scientists who set out to scare the people of Earth into working together against a common enemy instead of fighting each other. The show stars Robert Culp as a scientist chosen to undergo a horrible mutation in an effort to achieve peace. This is really an exceptional episode of The Outer Limits, right from the opening scene, which is directed and shot beautifully. The best Outer Limits scripts were suspenseful, but always had an extra layer hidden in a good story. This is one of those. We learned a lot from this. If an alien creature really appeared, the people of Earth would have to get together to... People of Earth, I come from a distant galaxy. I'm going to destroy your planet unless you all work together to defeat me. I need everyone, especially the Serbs and the Croats. We'll need their help if you're going to conquer my people. Well, we're giving it a shot, whatever we can do to help. Watch The Architects of Fear on the best of the Outer Limits. For God's sakes, people, can't we all get along? Ha! Just a little reminder from your pals, Penn and Teller. Despite what you might see on the best of the Outer Limits here on TNT, radiation burns are not the best way to cauterize gunshot wounds. We highly recommend using cigarettes. We also recommend that you tune in to next week's MonsterVision Best of the Worst. Oh, Teller, give a hand with that box over there, would you please? Where's the box going, man?
To the scientists making unilateral decisions about the fate of mankind.
Oh, up on 9?
Right.
Great. Teller, would you take that up there for me, please? It's all set, no problem. Hope there's someone up there to accept the package. Now, let's get back to the Architects of Fear. And after it's over, stay tuned for the 6th finger on the best of the Outer Limits on TNT. How you doing? Penn and Teller here, guarding the building and watching TNT's The Best of the Outer Limits. Coming up next is an episode called 6th Finger, where a Welsh miner evolves 1 million years into man's future. In keeping with the evolution theme of this episode, my partner Teller is going to devolve himself into another life form. He'll be achieving this transformation in one of the elevators right here in the building. Teller gained the ability to devolve through a series of graduate courses taken at various universities overseas. Ready, Teller? Hit it, man. While Teller's devolving, I'll tell you a little about our story. David McCallum, the man from Uncle, is the miner who volunteers for a scientist's experiment in evolution. The producers of the Outer Limits seem to think the lowest form of life on the planet was the Welsh miner. McCallum rapidly evolves 1 million years, through which he develops a 6th finger and learns to say stuff like, "Your ignorance makes me ill and angry." Real classy. The makeup for this episode was created by John Chambers, who won an Oscar for Planet of the Apes, which incidentally is Earth. According to Chambers' vision, in 20,000 years, we'll all look just like Stephen Wright. Oh, sounds like Teller's ready. My partner Teller, devolve. Amazing. What a special effect. Now it's time for the 6th finger on TNT's The Best of the Outer Limits. The 6th finger. I don't know if it really looks that good. Let me just get it off there. Ow! Boy, there we go. Now, that looks better, doesn't it? See you soon. When the script for the 6th finger was originally written, the author wanted Gillum to devolve as far as a fish. ABC, the network that originally carried the Outer Limits, censored that and would only allow Gillum to go as far back as early man. They were worried about offending their creationist viewers. I know it's 30 years later, but I was just wondering how many letters ABC would have gotten if they had simply stated the truth. Creationism, as stated in the Bible, is a myth, and evolution is a fact. We're going to find out. Send your letters to Penn and Teller at this address. We're just trying to keep things interesting and tell the truth after 30 years. Talk to me. Try to form your thoughts into word patterns using binary systems. You just won't talk to me. We're Penn and Teller. We're back with more of the best of the Outer Limits. There's a guy on this monitor. He wants to talk to us, but he can't tell us what he's trying to say. A situation not too unlike the one in Galaxy Being, the next episode of Outer Limits. Cliff Robertson plays a radio engineer who gets in touch with a being from outer space. Is it merely coincidence that he became a spokesman for a long-distance company? You be the judge. Anyway, Cliff contacts this alien, who in true Outer Limits fashion is not content to stay in his otherworldly limbo, but rather has to come to Earth and be mistaken for a malevolent being who must be destroyed. Get back! What a guy. First he won't talk to me, then he tries to snatch my beverage. Anyway, watch Galaxy Being. We'll be back later. Come on, get it. Come on, get it. You glowing rat bastard, come on.
Our night of the best of the Outer Limits now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
Hello, I'm Gilbert Gottfried. We're watching Old Good Slave Girls Go to Heaven, starring Maury Amsterdam and Jessica Hahn.
Hey, Gilbert. You got your own show, okay? Why don't you just run on down to your little studio and show your little movies and stay the hell out of our building, okay?
We're Penn and Teller, going back to Galaxy Being on the best of the Outer Limits on TNT. And coming next, it's Demon with a Glass Hand.
Up all night.
Shut up.
Sorry.
We're Penn and Teller, ever vigilant as the best of the Outer Limits rolls on with Demon with a Glass Hand. Robert Culp stars as Trent, a guy on the run from an alien race known as the kyben. The kyben are after Trent because he's escaped into the past with a glass hand that's actually a computer. Trent's hand is missing 3 fingers, which the kyben possess. If he doesn't find them, he doesn't save humanity. Now, don't go looking for a monster in this one. You're just going to be disappointed. When the show was originally produced, ABC liked to have a monster every week. And this episode, no monster. So they gave it the title Demon with a Glass Hand, hoping that Demon would fulfill the monster quota. It should have been called Guy with a Glass Hand because that's exactly what Robert Culp is. Robert Culp was a mainstay in the Outer Limits, and his performance here is, as John Simon might say, feral and dangerous. But that's enough information. Now you now watch Demon with a Glass Hand.
MonsterVision will continue in a moment.
Tomorrow night at 8, he will be released.
I made him. I must destroy him. Who is he?
The devil!
He's not dead. He's here.
Randy Quaid, Patrick Bergen,
I will destroy you!
Frankenstein, a terrifying motion picture from TNT. Tomorrow night at 8. TNT engineers working around the clock have discovered 4 o'clock is a great time to watch a movie. Really scary movies with monsters and guys wrapped up in tape every day at 4 o'clock begins Monday on TNT.
Demon with a Glass Hand now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller back with you with some more secrets of showbiz. This time, look like a kyben in 15 seconds or less. Simple household items get the job done. Teller is applying a simple swimming cap. Then take your mom's mascara, just a little, she won't mind, and put it all around your eyes. Voila! You're a kyben. Now back to Demon with a Glass Hand. Hang loose and stay tuned for iRobot, the next episode on TNT's The Best of the Outer Limits. There is nothing wrong with your television set. How do I know that? Maybe you want it cable ready, you have too many remote controls. Well, never mind. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling the transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We will control the contrast, even though you clearly like it where it's already set. But we are, after all, in control. We can change the focus to a soft blur, or sharpen it to crystal clarity, or sharpen it to crystal clarity, or we can just change it to a different kind of soft blur. We can block the image with a coin trick while it's still pretty blurry to even see the coin trick, or we could just keep it blurry and slap it with a pizza. I don't know. We could just turn it off if we want, but we don't want. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all you see and hear. We know it sounds a little fascist, but trust us, it's a good show. You're about to participate in a great adventure. You're about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner minds to the outer limits. We always wanted to do that. We never really had a bank of security monitors before. This episode is called I, Robot, wherein a robot goes on trial for the murder of his creator. Crystal clarity. We can focus it, we can keep it.
I, Robot now continues on TNT. Our night of the best of the Outer Limits now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
We're Penn and Teller, nearing the end of the best of the Outer Limits, and we're in the middle of I, Robot. This was one of the... Whoa. Where do you think you're going?
Hey, I'm from Pizza Anytime. I got a large with everything and some salads for Silverman and Pierce.
Silverman and Pierce, 19?
Yeah, that's right.
Is this a cash payment, or do they have their account going here?
They have a charge account.
Oh, okay. Why don't you just run along? It's almost 5 o'clock. That 6 o'clock pizza rush is going to be coming in.
Oh, you take it up for me?
No problem. Anytime.
Hey, thanks, guy.
No problem, man. Take it easy. Hey, they're lawyers. They can eat each other to survive. Let's get back to iRobot and stay tuned for the last episode of the best of the Outer Limits on TNT. Wow.
I, Robot now continues with TNT's Night Watchman, Penn and Teller.
Teller's hottest line tonight comes from Nightmare. Colonel Jong tells his fellow prisoners, in the opinion of a layperson, the bones of my arm were pulverized. You're watching the best of the Outer Limits on MonsterVision. And remember, on next week's MonsterVision, it's Howlers Galore on the best of the worst night on TNT.
TNT's MonsterVision brings you the best of the worst sci-fi movies ever made. Hosted by Penn and Teller. The best of the worst. Next Saturday night, only on TNT.